We're here. Good morning, everyone. Brayden here, coming to you from a hotel parking lot at 5 a.m. We are about to head over and take part in something very historic and very special, something that only happens once every decade or two here in Orlando. And it's not a new ride opening, it's not a land expansion opening, it's not a water park opening, it's a massive new theme park opening right here in Orlando. Of course, I am referring to Universal Epic Universe, which officially opens today. I did not take part in any media previews, pass holder previews, anything like that. I tried to avoid spoilers, so today is gonna be a very, very special day. Think about this, you guys. The last time a park of this size opened in Orlando was Islands of Adventure back in 1999, and briefly before then was Disney's Animal Kingdom opening in 1998. So this is gonna be the first time this century and this millennium that a theme park on this scale has opened in Orlando. I purchased this opening day ticket a long time ago. Universal actually sent us an itinerary showing when the parking is opening, when Celestial Park is going to be opening, and when they're actually going to be letting us into the lands themselves. I'm sure it is going to be quite busy over there, so without further ado, let's see what's going on over at Universal Epic Universe. So everybody, 6:15 a.m., here we are in the parking. It was really a breeze getting into the Epic Universe parking. There was no line at all. There were plenty of open booths, and there was no lineup to, go get parked or anything like that. I recall with some land openings at Disney not too long ago, it was like an hour just waiting to get past the parking gate. I really think maybe they metered how many people got tickets for this opening day in order to keep things running smooth. Hopefully that's a theme today. I heard during previews there were some things that weren't working, and the question today is, will everything be working? I think they've been testing all night. I see that Starfall Racers is running right now. Those vehicles, seeing those lit up for the first time. So cool. Just a beautiful, beautiful morning here. Let's head to the entrance and see how the crowds are looking there. In the distance there, you can see the Kronos Tower, which is the entrance. That is the entrance portal. And you can see well out here in the parking, we did indeed find a huge line of crowds. Look at that.
Please fill in all available space in front of you.
6:45 a.m. guys, we are in line for security, about to go through, and you can see there's a sign behind me here that shows the height requirements, the varying height requirements for the big attractions here in the park. There's so much to check out today, you guys. Just look at this.
All right, it's gonna be a quick.
Oh, okay.
All right, you're outside.
Awesome, thank you. All right, guys, I did my ticket. We are here. We're at the entrance to Universal Epic Universe. This is called the Kronos Tower. On it, you can see we have the icons that represent the different themed lands that you take portals to around the park. Such a cool concept they put together here with all the moving parts. So awesome. You can see we got Nintendo, we got Harry Potter, we got How to Train Your Dragon, and Dark Universe. There are a ton of people around here right now. We got the news, we've got everybody taking photos, we got everybody heading through the portal, and there's gonna be an opening moment, Universal says, in like an hour, so I think I have a little bit of time to explore. I actually brought my film, a bunch of film, my film camera, so I'm gonna get that loaded up and maybe get some photos here, because it looks like later today it is going to be a little bit cloudy, so take advantage of these skies while we got them. By the way, I see a drone flying over the park right now, and there's been a helicopter circling since I got here over an hour ago. It's 7:15, the crowds are filling up in Celestial Park. I'm still dilly-dallying out here, got some film photos. Just for you guys' reference, to the right side of the Kronos, that is where the guest services and the first aid is, and then on the left side is where the locker rentals are, which I am most certainly gonna need today, so I'm gonna grab one of those right now.
There's a reason I'm showing you guys this before we head into the park. So the locker system here is very weird. They use photo validation. So they want you to make like a Face ID to get in and out of your locker. You can also rent or open with a barcode, and they don't give you a barcode. Basically, if you have something with a barcode on it in your wallet, it could be anything, you can use that to get into your locker, to unlock your locker. I'm gonna try the photo validation because I wanna see if this thing can be fooled, in which case you absolutely should not use it. Let's see how it goes. All right, it says confirm. I want a large locker. The large locker is definitely smaller than Disney's. All right, guys, I got my film all put away. I'm closing the locker here. So I've taken a photo of myself here, and I'm gonna see if that will open the locker, in which case that would not be very good. Okay, it didn't work. All right, now let's try with my face. I'm looking at the camera. Confirm. Open sesame. All right, guys, we've tested it. It works. Let's go in the park. Wow, we are here. Thank you. Oh my goodness, you guys. Look at this. We are here. We are in Celestial Park. So the area that we are walking into right now is the main spot, the hub, if you will, a giant hub that really puts the park back in theme park. That's what they say. I gotta tell you guys, I was not expecting to really like the Celestial Park area. I don't know why. Something about watching it be constructed, I just felt like it would feel kind of fake. It wouldn't really feel like a real themed environment. It is so nice here. It is so nice. Right now, the sun is coming in such a way where all the theming, the Art Nouveau style theming that Universal Creative put so much work into, you can tell. It is projecting those celestial patterns onto the walls. And then there's things like custom light fixtures and custom benches everywhere. Look at this. Oh man.
Good morning, travelers. This is the pathway to the Super Nintendo World portal moment only.
On the way over to Nintendo World, they are giving out waters as part of Celestial Park. I'll take a water. Thank you. A free water. We're certainly not at Disney anymore. You can tell we are getting close to Nintendo because I see those semi-themed panels that are supposed to look like hills in Nintendo. And then here we have the lineup to enter Super Nintendo World. All right, guys, here we go. Even though I'm not in the best location, we got some camera people down there you can see. So they'll get us a shot. Whoa! Daytime fireworks.
On behalf of the thousands of team members across Universal Orlando Resort, we'd like to welcome you to Universal Epic Universe. Thank you for being with us on this historic day as we officially open Epic Universe to the world.
Showed each of the portals. Each of the portals had their own moment where they did all sorts of cool effects. All the daytime fireworks, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, actually. And even though it is only 8 a.m. and the park opens at 9, they are now letting people through the portals. The line is moving. There is the portal. There's Mario. So it's right there. Here we go. Wow. So folks, at this Super Nintendo World, you enter the tube here, and then you go up an escalator. So you actually enter on the second story of the land. Look at everybody entering. Let's get to this. I'm so excited. This is just insane. So guys, I think we're in Peach's castle, judging by the icons on the wall. Here we are, you guys. We are inside of Super Nintendo World. I see a lot of executives around. I think some Nintendo executives are here. Look at this. All the Yoshis going around. All the people from Universal Creative just watching us all take it in. You got Bowser's Castle.
You got the blocks. Look at everything moving. Look at all the kinetics in here. You've got Mount Beanpole right here. You've got Bowser's Castle over here. Everything in this land is moving. It feels alive. And just remember, you guys, people built this. Mario and Toad are both meeting guests down below here. They switch off. There's a line of people getting their photos with the characters down below here in front of Yoshi's Adventure. The multi-level aspect to this area, the Mushroom Kingdom area here in Super Nintendo World, the scale of it, I don't even know how to really describe it. It is very, very tall. From the area down below here to Mount Beanpole, just look at everything moving. Guys, a little behind the scenes here, the past hour since this land opened, I've just been running around just filming everything moving in this area to show you guys. There is so much going on with Koopa Troopa. He actually looks a little depressed right now, I have to say, up there on Mount Beanpole. As you guys can see, guys, 9 a.m., park's open, and it is not too busy here in the land. It's pretty impressive. It might be because a lot of guests are over at the other 3 lands. A lot of people are saying How to Train Your Dragon is the sleeper favorite. And then of course, a lot of people are telling me you gotta go ride Monsters. I really hope all the footage and the photos are turning out well. We have so much to get to in this park, you guys. First up, Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. I've heard a lot of different opinions. Let's check it out. Look at this giant Bowser statue, you guys. Wow. This queue is so cool, you guys. So well themed. It's just insane. This much work just into the queue. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with how well read Bowser is. There are a lot of books in here, you guys. There's a lot of everything in here. There's model ships. There's holograms of Boo. I just cannot believe the theming in here, you guys. This is just a queue. This is a queue for a ride that, word has been this ride is kind of middle of the road. And if this is middle of the road, we're in for a good day. In the Bowser's Challenge queue, you can see there are some water fountains, and down below here we have oil all over the floor. What are these guys up to? What is this? There's a furnace. Oh, this is where they're getting the bombs going and the bullet bills. Now I see. Now I see what's going on.
Probably.
All right, guys, after waiting about 10, 20 minutes, somewhere in there, we are already at the area where you get the visors here. The Mario hats, as they're called. All right, there's a bunch of screens in this room, but they're already pushing us into the next one. So much detail, we can't even see it all. It's crazy. Look at these doors. This place is amazing. I can see why this ride gets some mixed reviews because, like Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run at Disney, it looks like this ride has a lot of rules and mechanics to it and things that you can do to really enhance your experience and get a really good score if you pay attention to all of this. There's a lot going on. So in Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, you can just put your bag at your feet. So you do not need an on-ride locker. You don't have to contend with that. I have a pretty big backpack. I was worried it would not fit in a locker on this attraction, and I don't have to worry about it. So keep that one in mind. I'm a single rider.
Just one? Awesome.
Yeah.
Go right down this way.
Thank you. All right, guys. Single rider. Let's go. Rainbow Road! I don't think we did very well. All right, you guys, that was Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. I was able to actually get a little bit of footage. Universal Creative did an absolutely amazing job. And in classic Disney and Universal fashion, you exit into a gift shop with tons and tons of Nintendo stuff here. I have to say the VR aspect was very interesting. Myself and others weren't really sure what they were doing with the mechanics. So pay attention in that room where they show you which buttons you need to hit to do what. When you look around, what that does, because if you actually rotate your head, that changes where the shells go and everything. If you want to get a good score on this attraction, it is quite like Toy Story Midway Mania in terms of what you're trying to do. You're trying to get a really good score, and it's very interactive. But I think this one has a little bit more of a learning curve to it, where you need to know what you're doing by the time you put that VR on and the ride starts going, so you can get a really good score and have the best experience possible. So with that, you guys, one ride down here in the lower level, the ground level of the Mushroom Kingdom, is where you'll find the Toadstool Cafe, where you can get some Nintendo themed food. And I say, I'm hungry, why not? Here at the Toadstool Cafe, we have a number of options. We have a super mushroom soup. We've got a Luigi burger, a block tiramisu, and the Mount Beanpole cake. I think I'm gonna get that. You can see here we have Bowser's Fireball Challenge. Got an Italian theme going here, obviously. The Capris, we got spaghetti and meatballs. The Bowser's thing is a meatball, and then we also have Mario's burger, which is bacon, mushroom, and cheese. Luigi's is pesto and grilled chicken. I think I'm gonna get Mario's burger and the Mount Beanpole cake. I'm about to go order, but on the way into the Toadstool Cafe here, you can see that the maximum occupancy sign, which is required by law, even that is themed here in this land. This park is unbelievable, you guys. I have so much more to see. All right, guys, we have entered the Toadstool Cafe. We got freestyle machines. We got a lot of seating. Look at this cool themed ceiling. We got some different booths, some different table options, all themed, of course. I think I'm gonna be sitting over here where you have these rows of tables. So it's just me, and it looks like most of the other areas are taken right now. And it's pretty early in the day too. It's pretty impressive that it's already this busy here. We are not even in the lunch rush yet. So when I walked into the Toadstool Cafe, there's a bar area and there's some cash registers. So I was thinking, okay, this is where you order, but instead the ropes were directing me towards the seating area, and I was told by a team member that you actually order on the app. So you can see here, table delivery. You know, guys, I'm getting second thoughts about this whole idea. I think I'm gonna do the Luigi burger instead. So guys, the chicken burger, the cake, and I also added their special drink. Together, that is $36. All right, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Superstar Lemon Squash. Quite an interesting name for a beverage. Here we have Toad on it. Very interesting. Let's see how it is. I'll tell you guys, if you are a fan of drinks that have the stuff that you have to chew inside the drink, this is probably for you. If you are not a fan of that, having textured stuff in your drink, probably not for you. I would give this somewhere between a 6 and a 7 out of 10. It's pretty good for a theme park drink. Interestingly, the drinks come separate. So the drink arrived first, and then 5 minutes later, just now, here we have the Luigi burger. It is a grilled chicken burger. And we got some fries. They gave me ketchup, napkin, spoon, and this is for the Mount Beanpole cake. This is what is inside the chicken burger. All right, guys, I murdered Luigi here. It was pretty good chicken. I'd say maybe a little bit dry. I didn't finish the bread, but I'd say the sauce is the star of the show with the Luigi burger. This is actually a really, really good sauce, I thought. Basil pesto. It is time for the Beanpole cake. Let's take this off. All right, let's try it. So the Mount Beanpole cake, it looks like it has some matcha on top. That's what's on the top there. That's what makes it green. And then it's a 3-layer cake, repeated. The reason I singled this cake out is I thought it might give my favorite theme park dessert. That is the blueberry cream cheese mousse inside the Satuli Canteen counter service at Pandora inside of Disney's Animal Kingdom. I was thinking this one might just give it a run for its money, and it does have a very similar consistency, although I would say this one is much, much richer on the chocolate. That other one I'm talking about doesn't even have chocolate. This one has a chocolate flavor to it for sure. You definitely also can tell the vanilla and the matcha, and then I would say that the strawberry is the subtlest of notes there. So guys, that's the Toadstool Cafe. It is really cool in here. Every once in a while it gets dark, and in the screen windows it looks like there's a storm passing by, which is a cool effect that they're doing. Just amazing detail, down to the chairs. The cartoon wood grain that you see here in Nintendo, it isn't two-dimensional. It isn't a vinyl decal. It is three-dimensional. It is carved into the chairs. It is carved into the railings around the land. It is some incredible, incredible attention to detail. And now that we have checked out the Toadstool Cafe in the Mushroom Kingdom area, it is time to finally head over and check out the ride that I am personally the most excited for. I don't care what anybody says. On the way back, there's a bunch of question mark boxes that you can hit if you have the band. There's also a refill set up for those with the refillable freestyle machine mugs. And there's also Yoshi's Snack Island, which sells some snacks. And then here we go, you guys. So if I'm getting this right, inside of Epic Universe, each land you take a portal to get into that world, but inside of Nintendo, there's a second portal just to get to this. The Donkey Kong area. Oh my goodness, you guys, look at this. Some groovy music going on. So of course we have the mine carts, which look like they're going on the mine track, which is so well themed. The first thing I'm noticing is these two palm trees here. They had to get the exact right palm trees for this. These are real palm trees, and they're exactly like the plan, the concept art where they split, so they frame up the Golden Temple perfectly. The amount of thinking and talent and expertise that goes into this stuff, guys, is absolutely insane. Right now I'm passing the Donkey Kong meet and greet area. You can see he has a lot of bananas back there. And then there's interactive drums, where I think if you do something with the drums, a rhinoceros comes out of that crate. And then we have the bubbly barrel, which is where you can get a very, very popular snack here at Epic Universe. I don't know if you really want to call it a snack. It's more like a ton of sugar. The DK Crush Float with mug, tropical banana flavor soft serve float. So I think this is trying to be like Epic Universe's Dole Whip. Probably gonna have to try that later. And then we have the attraction I've been pretty hyped for, Minecart Madness. And you guys, the wait time for this attraction on opening day, I kid you not, is 10 minutes. You guys, look at the theming on the side of the ride building here. Golden Temple themed water fountains. We are in the Golden Temple, you guys. So cool.
Those good-for-nothing dumb drums have broken into the Golden Temple. Keep your feathers on, Squawks.
Animatronics. Doesn't get any better than this, you guys. Just insane. I don't know what other word to use, okay? This is a roller coaster that has an Omnimover load platform where the conveyor belt goes alongside your ride vehicle. You see down there is continuous unload and then continuous load right here. Dude, that was so awesome, man. What a cool ride. I forgot at Universal you can't really film on most of the rides, which is cool. I totally get why they do that. Stuff isn't flying backwards. That was awesome. I was hearing from people something about how it was like too kiddish or something. It is pretty rough in sections where it jerks you back and forth in your car. It's like rocking you back and forth, and then there's several times where you just dive bomb downwards, like a whole story or two. It is just so awesome. And then the effect where it feels like you're hopping the track, jumping the track is missing. What a cool area. The ride was great. Would I wait over an hour and 20 minutes for that attraction? No, it's pretty short. It's kind of like Tron in that way, and it doesn't really have like the Tron patina to it of being like, oh, this is Tron. This is Minecart Madness. It's a little bit more of like a fun attraction, but there's these huge animatronics in there. There's a whole plot that I was barely able to follow. I'd never been on the ride before, so I was just enjoying the experience. This is a beautiful, beautiful part of the park. We have so much more to get to, you guys. This is just one land, and I didn't even do everything in it. All right, guys, we're headed to Dark Universe. Pro tip to get out of Super Nintendo World. You may not realize this, but when you actually go up those escalators, they're one way. They both go up. So the way you get out is you can actually go into Peach's castle, and then there's a side area, like a side staircase to leave. It's actually much easier. Instead of having to go up and then down, there's actually a set of doors over here next to the staircase on the bottom level, marked exit. It's also where the elevators are in the land. You just cut through there, right out into Celestial Park, and yes, yet another Nintendo gift shop, and this one isn't even inside of the Nintendo portal. It's just in between two of the areas, between Dark Universe and Nintendo. So wild, you guys, how popular this merch stuff is. Between Super Nintendo World and Dark Universe, there are a number of things. Of course, you have the Nintendo gift shop we just looked at. There's also a restaurant called Pizza Moon that has an animated sign where the moon is licking its lips. By the way, you can see behind me, we are in the middle of Celestial Park right now. You can see the Constellation Carousel behind me, which currently has a very low 5-minute wait. And you can see it's just kind of a giant expanse behind us here. This is a huge area with no shade. I have to say, a lot of this park really could use some more shade. Obviously, the trees have to grow up. They still have a long ways to go. It'll just get better with time. But right now, the sun is beating down pretty hard. It is just about 100 degrees out. Every major Orlando theme park has a Starbucks. Here's the Starbucks in this one here in Epic Universe. There's a stand in the middle of Constellation Carousel, and it smells exactly like a Starbucks, except there are Epic Universe mugs available, which is pretty cool. Also over here we have the Oak and Star Tavern Brew House, which I do not know anything about. Another restaurant here between Super Nintendo World and Dark Universe. I am so ready for Monsters Unchained, you guys. We are here, we are at the entrance to Dark Universe, the land here in Universal Epic Universe themed after Universal classic monsters. It even looks scary with the lighting. Look at this. Oh, wow. They need to fix the electrical in here. I don't think something's working right. They pumped some sort of smell into Dark Universe that definitely doesn't come across on video. It's hard to explain. I see that we have some coffins, a graveyard, some creepy looking fellas. We are entering Darkmoor. That is the village here. Oh, wow. You guys, you can tell a team of creatives sketched this out again and again and again, this view that we are looking at right now. They looked over all that 18th century German architecture, got the whole vibe just right, got mist going everywhere. Yeah, guys, they definitely got some electrical issues going on. I think it's this janky wiring. Look at this wiring on these lampposts. Dude, that is amazing. All right, guys, 20 minutes here is the current listed wait at Monsters Unchained. You can see the silhouette of the manor here. The amount of work that went into this, just absolutely beautiful. So guys, I asked the cast members if I should do the single rider or the regular, and the reason I asked is because I was guessing that the regular line has a lot more cool details, and they suggested that I do the regular line because right now the attraction is basically a walk-on, they said, which is pretty impressive for such a big ride on opening day. The ride system apparently just eats up people. All the while I'm talking here, just look at all the details, you guys.
The doctor requests that you fill in all available space.
Guys, don't quote me on this, but I believe, based on what I know of the backstory of this attraction, that we are in Victoria Frankenstein's setup here. And she's studying all this stuff, all the old monsters. Now we're in the main atrium here. Hey Disney, how's your Cars ride coming? Your Cars ride replacing the Rivers of America? It's gonna be really good, right?
All the way forward. I am Igor. My job is to get you through this experiment in one piece. Nothing goes wrong. Yes? Don't look at that. This is just the emergency feature. I'm ready for that. Yes, doctor. The doctor will see you now.
That Igor guy is funny. He has a funny voice.
Together, we will finish what my great-grandfather started. Quickly. Now, these people are friends. See? There's nothing to be afraid of. That's enough. These two just don't get along. Quickly. This will change your life.
What's that about? Here's the lockers, you guys. So they are about 11 inches by 11 inches. They are not too big. So my big backpack that I have in the locker outside would definitely not fit in one of these. So it uses the facial recognition thing just like the lockers at the front of the park. So to get this all set up. Well guys, everything's out of the locker. That's right, the ride is already over. They have you put your camera in the locker is why. So everybody, I just did Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein Experiment here at Universal Epic Universe. This is gonna be one of the big rides. You can see just by the ride building, it is a big boy. Now this ride uses the mechanical arm setup like the Forbidden Journey at Harry Potter that you've probably done in the past, except you have monsters, animatronics, on top of animatronics, on top of animatronics. Personally, I enjoyed the Mine Train Madness more. I think I like more of like the silly stuff. This is more like, ooh, scary kind of thing. But to this attraction's credit, I really wasn't paying much attention to the plot or the story because as soon as the ride started and we started going around and we were looking at Igor and all the monsters, the animatronics are so good. The theming around them, between the scenes, everything, it's three-dimensional. There are screens at some points, but even those, there's layers of mesh in front of them, and there's 3D theming all around them. And you know what I was just thinking? I was just thinking, this is what Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind should have been at Disney. Why doesn't Disney do stuff like this? We get like a globe and then an empty cube, and meanwhile Universal fans get stuff like this. Just absolutely insane. So I see why this is one of the highest rated attractions in the park. What in the world? What did you do to Billie Holiday? Over here we have an attraction called Curse of the Werewolf, which is a roller coaster, a family coaster where each of the individual ride cars in the train sort of twist around. I have to say, it's a little bit of an awkward setup in Dark Universe. You have the main thoroughfare, which looks so nice, and that leads you to the main attraction. And then there's just this like massive netting. Kind of looks like if you keep going down there, it could be some sort of team member backstage area, but actually you have to walk down behind that netting to get to the other parts of the land. There's more to the land than just the village street, the Darkmoor Village Street, and the Monsters Unchained attraction. We have a whole coaster back here, and we have something else extremely cool. Look at this, you guys. The Burning Blade Tavern counter service restaurant, which above it has the windmill from the original Frankenstein, which does indeed catch on fire intermittently throughout the day. And it's always spinning too. That is, look at that. Here you can see the specialty drinks that the tavern has. And here we have the food. We have Hunter's garlic steak, burning cheddar bites, char loaded potato, burning blade burger, and we have staked grilled chicken. Here's a photo of the burning blade burger. It almost looks like the restaurant is closed, but actually they're just keeping the doors closed. So if you see that on your trip, it does not mean that it is closed. I've seen people come in and out of here. It's Igor. He's trying to get under the rope. He cracked the code. Heading out of Dark Universe, I found a detail that you guys just have to see. So if you take the exit area, which is to the right of the back of the portal, you end up walking through a gate that is themed to the Celestial Park area, except since it's bordering Dark Universe, it's all dirty, it's molding, it's all falling apart. Note even the plants that landscaping put in the pot on that side, the Dark Universe side, versus this side. I know you keep saying detail, detail, detail. There's an example of a detail. Right now I'm looking at custom light fixtures as well. And then past that is a tiki bar in the middle of the park. So everybody, that's a quick look inside Dark Universe. I really enjoyed checking out Monsters Unchained. And I was told by a viewer who was in line with me at Monsters Unchained that the Yoshi attraction is pretty awesome for a family attraction. And I was like, dude, that's the one thing that I didn't do in Nintendo of the big rides. And he's like, you gotta go back and check that out. So that is what we're gonna do right now. And also, ever since I walked out of Nintendo, I felt like I gotta go try that Donkey Kong mug ice cream. I gotta check that out. So we're gonna go hit those two things, and then we are gonna see what else Epic Universe has to offer. All right, Yoshi's Adventure. Let's see what the wait is. Hey, 5 minutes, let's go. Whoa. What is with these queues, Universal? I guess this is what happens when your executives actually want to make a theme park, want to make stuff. In the queue, there is a set of stairs, so next to it you also have some nicely themed elevators to bring you up. It looks like a wooden lift. I think on this ride, you're supposed to be collecting something. It's like a game. It's weird because in a lot of these lands, there's games going on. Like people are playing a real life video game. You can do all that sort of stuff in this land, but also there's people like me that are just enjoying the park for the park, just the rides and the theming. So guys, I am on Yoshi's Adventure. I have on a touchpad in front of me, it's like the choose your own ending of Horizons, except not at all. You have 3 different eggs, each is a different color, and when you see that color egg in the scenery as you go around, that's when you press that egg's button. If you press all 3 at the right time, when you're supposed to, then you get the golden egg in the middle. Hello, Dry Ruins guy. Look what I found. Boop, 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 boop. We got one, baby. This guy looks disapproving. Those must be some good apples. Probably Honeycrisp. I cannot believe that this is open in Orlando. I cannot believe that we are on this right now. So awesome. Wait, that's the end of the ride? Okay, I did not get the golden egg. Wait a second. I've been in here before. Guys, I think Universal recreated Mouse Gear. So guys, it's like 6 p.m. At this point, I've been recording for over 12 hours straight, filming stuff, taking film photos, all sorts of different things. And all I've had is that Toadstool Cafe food. I need something else. I did have a Sprite. I did have a liquid IV, it's called. I did have a bottle of water. But the only thing that's gonna even give me a chance at finishing this video, you can guess what it is. It's been foreshadowed. Thank you. Well, everybody, some decisions have been made. We'll see if I will live with them. We'll give this a try. Shout out to one of our viewers. One of our viewers actually bought this for me. They got me a $30 gift card. This one drink slash Dole Whip banana thing here was $20.22. This guy right here does come with a souvenir mug. Does look extremely awesome. I was just talking to Fresh Baked and Ordinary Adventures, and I was telling them I need to get a spoon for this thing, and they informed me that that Donkey Kong piece right there is the spoon. Heading out of Super Nintendo, as you guys can see, here's the Donkey Kong beverage. You can tell I absolutely hated it. Ugh. No, it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. I was worried the stuff on top was gonna be too much. It was not. It was $20, but I would say it was worth it. It definitely cooled me down. Also, the sun left, which definitely helped as well, I would say. Now I'm gonna put this in my locker. One of the perks of having a locker is you can get souvenirs like this and just throw them and keep going. Let's head to the other side of the park. Heading through Celestial Park over to How to Train Your Dragon. Just look at this, you guys. What a beautiful area. This building behind me, this octagonal shaped building, is a sit-down restaurant that has great reviews. There's giant fish floating above you, swimming above you on the interior, and you get this beautiful view of the center of the park, where Universal is putting the park back in theme park. What a scenic area. The water jets really add to it. I'm sure the nighttime lighting is going to be amazing here in a little bit. All right, you guys, before it gets much darker, I want to see How to Train Your Dragon, this land. Well, at least it's still light out. I think Harry Potter will look good when it's nice and dark out, as will Dark Universe. But How to Train Your Dragon, the time is right now. We, my friends, have dragons. Very cool portal. I like this portal a lot. Cool design. There's a dragon going around a globe that is actually animated on it. Moving piece of signage, super cool. Going past the screen wall here, and then the textured wall, and we are now in the Isle of Berk. This is Berk, the best kept secret this side of, well, anywhere. Wow. This is a good time of day to go over here. It's getting a little darker, so you can really see the fire on those statues in the water there. And look at the roller coaster, the way it leaps back and forth across the water and then dips down there into a trench. All the boats, the fish, there's fish on them. I guess that's for the dragons or the people. You guys can tell I'm very up to date on this intellectual property. The boardwalk is real lumber. I can smell it. It's like I'm in Home Depot right now. The pine, it's been baking all day in the sun. And if you look at the way they cut the miters on it, they did them at all sorts of weird angles, and over time this is gonna age and it's gonna look like it's been here forever. And then look at these benches that you have in the land. Whoa. So if you're wondering where I'm headed here in How to Train Your Dragon, what I want to do is I want to go on the coaster. Hiccup's Winged Gliders. I've heard it's really good. Some people say it's one of the best coasters in Orlando, which is high praise for what looked to be more of a family style coaster. I see why people say the How to Train Your Dragon area is a sleeper hit. Just all the detail in here, the moss on the rock work, all the detail they put into the rock work, and then you have the coaster just hopping right through it with the boats and the statues with the fire, and the little areas where the dragons sleep up there. And then you have the boom arm attraction where you can spin around. That's called Dragon Racers Rally, which I heard is one of the lowest capacity things in any of the major theme parks here in Orlando. Definitely something that's gonna have a very long line under regular crowd conditions. Today does not really seem to be regular crowd conditions. They clearly really clamped down on how many people could get a ticket for this opening day. They sort of rigged it so this would be a successful opening day, you could say. All right, let's get on that ride. And this is one of the rides where you need to put everything on you in an 11 by 11 by 11 roughly locker that uses facial recognition. So I will not be able to film this ride. You guys, the rumors were true. That was, without a doubt, one of the best roller coasters I've ever been on. And the experience would not be complete without a post-show gift shop filled with axes and Viking hats and everything you'd expect in How to Train Your Dragon. Imagine it's like Slinky Dog a bit, but it is just better. It is just better. There's way more theming around it. A trend we've seen a lot today. Way more theming around it, which is just crazy to say about Universal versus Disney. It's just blows my mind. It makes me sad a little bit, actually. I guess if you guys are watching this video, you know, you already are sort of spoiled. At one point you go backwards in the ride. It is just such a good ride. Highly, highly recommend. If you go to Epic Universe, you have to do that coaster. This one is more of a Disney level, family level coaster. It does not go upside down, but boy, oh boy, is it fun. During this section right here, you keep turning and turning and turning and turning. You have the sheep. You have these eggs that open and dragons come out of them. You have Toothless, you have animatronics galore, both the very, very impressive advanced variety and more of the simplistic ones, which I think personally Universal and Disney should use more of. Not every animatronic needs to be next level. As long as you have stuff moving in the ride, moving in the land that is three-dimensional, that is themed, that adds to the story, guests love that. And thankfully today I've seen a lot of that here at Epic Universe, which is one of my favorite parts. I mean, look at the Nintendo area. It's relatively simplistic animatronics just about everywhere. Speaking of, we have an animatronic that I'm walking past right now on this guest pathway. Look at this. Actually, multiple animatronics. Look at this. We got some baby dragons. And they were the ones eating the fish. I knew it. You guys, I could spend a whole half day in this land. I barely scratched the surface. I went on the coolest ride, one of the coolest rides in the entire park, which is here. But there's so much more to explore. There's the family attraction Fire Drill, where it's like a whole game on these slow-moving boats, and the area looks super, super cool. When I bought this opening day ticket, I assumed it was going to be like a Disney opening day, where it's absolute insanity. The fact that it is so crazy is part of the fun of vlogging on days like that. Today was more akin to a soft opening. It appears what Universal did is they severely capped the number of tickets they sold, so this would be a good opening day. So this day was open to the public. I have no media relationship with Universal. I've never talked to Universal about, you know, getting any sort of special access or media event or anything like that. I did not go to any of the previews, not even the public ones that you could buy tickets for. I wanted to be here when the park was really open, so if we did run into issues, people couldn't say, oh, you know, it's previews. Oh, the park isn't open yet. It is open. We're in the finished product here, and it's been so great today to see so many of you viewers and also see so many of the people from Universal Creative who put this all together. The number of disciplines involved. I mean, look at this. Right now I'm looking at Toothless carved in a log, a tree that has fallen over, and this is outside of the meet and greet Toothless attraction. And the meet and greet Toothless attraction is so unique, so special, that even on this day where it appears that Universal severely clamped down on the number of people allowed in the park, definitely less than were let in during the other preview days. I mean, almost every ride in this park is 5 to 10 minute wait, basically a walk-on. The Toothless attraction still has a 45-minute wait, even under those most ideal circumstances Universal put together for us. So I think it goes to show both that Toothless meet and greet is going to be a very, very long wait most days, but also more generally, as it starts to get dark here, I just want to acknowledge how lucky I am to be here on this day, on opening day, the first major theme park to open in Orlando in the 21st century. And I don't think that this day could have gone any better. There was one point where the Harry Potter ride went down. We still haven't even gone over to Harry Potter. I'm passing one of the restaurants here in How to Train Your Dragon, the Mead Hall. The theming in this land is so insane. The theming in every land that I've been in so far in Epic Universe has been so, so cool. Some giant fish-looking dragon just made a horn sound. Before we head off to hit the final land I've yet to experience, this would probably be a good time to level one criticism that has to be leveled when we're here in this land, and that is that there is indeed a blue box. The theater show that is really good that you have here in How to Train Your Dragon land, the theater building was painted sky blue, which is exactly what we saw, of course, with Guardians, the Guardians coaster in Epcot. And you guys will recall, I was not too happy about that when they were putting that together. I still am not happy with it. It looks really, really bad from the parking lot. The thing with that gravity building is from inside of Epcot, it's hardly noticeable. The blue box here in Epic Universe, while not nearly as tall, not nearly as gargantuan, it is right up by the themed guest area, and it is pretty obvious. In Universal's defense, they did actually put some wood theming on part of it at least, which is more than Disney did with Guardians, but it also is a building that is much more on stage than Guardians is at Epcot. And I will say, all over Epic Universe, there's a lot of sightlines issues like that. You know, you'll look across Celestial Park and you'll see the gravity building for the Harry Potter ride. And also between the lands, you can see the hotel from almost everywhere, parts of each of the land from the other lands. And then the outside of Nintendo is really, really minimally themed. It kind of looks like a warehouse from the outside. Do not misinterpret this as me trying to give Universal a hard time or anything like that. It's just that with Epic Universe, there are a lot of people that are talking about how this is a Disney killer, which, you know, the jury's out on that. Probably not right, but it is definitely advancing the ball forward quite a bit. Universal did some incredible stuff here I've never seen at Disney, but, you know, if we are going to compare Universal to Disney, it would not be fair for me to harp on, you know, Disney's blue box and not mention the sightline issues here at Epic Universe. Although I think that the creatives would say that because of the tree situation, you know, they just put in the trees. This is all just a giant dirt patch just a couple of years ago. The trees will grow up and mature, but as the sun sets here, you guys, I could tell it's becoming a different park. Here's an attraction I haven't remarked on at all thus far. Starfall Racers. This is one of the most popular attractions in the park. Look at the Celestial Fountain area here, you guys. Wow. Well guys, that sure escalated. I was looking at Stardust Racers, I was thinking, what a cool sign, what a cool ride vehicle, should I ride that? And then I was like, oh, sun's going down, it's now. Now is dusk. This is the blue hour, which is very, very short, it's much less than an hour. This is the time to capture all the lighting, the nighttime lighting around Epic Universe, and oh boy, is it incredible, you guys. Pathway lights that actually work. Little pathway lights as well as the strip kind, and that's the least of the cool lighting, as you guys saw. One of the most impressive was the Blue Dragon restaurant. Looking through the front window, the atrium window, you can see all of these different Chinese signs, like street style signs, all lit up. It looks like you're looking down a street in Chinatown. What an incredible, incredible view. Everything is lit up. The dragon, the meteor on the Astro Pub, Constellation Carousel looking unreal. All the jets that we saw during the daytime, which already looked great, look even better at night. There's just lights everywhere. Very few are blinking or buzzing or doing all sorts of weird stuff. I've seen a couple that are either off or blinking, so Universal doesn't get a full free pass, but so far definitely in a much better condition than what we saw when Epcot's new lighting package debuted in the reimagined center area there. But this isn't the spot for more digs at Disney. This is just a second to say, wow, look at Epic Universe, look at how it comes alive at night. That giant expanse that I said really, really, really needs trees. It was like a death trap when the sun was out. At night, comes alive with all sorts of lights out in front of Constellation Carousel. I finally got to see Constellation Carousel itself. Looks beautiful at night. The Atlantic restaurant, you can see the fish moving around. Inside the restaurant, it looks like the inside of an aquarium. How to Train Your Dragon, the portal to that is all lit up. So is Nintendo's. So is Dark Universe's. The Kronos Tower. The custom light fixtures just everywhere. Just what a beautiful, beautiful park at night. I am so glad that they extended the park hours. Originally, it is currently 9 p.m. Originally, the park was supposed to be closed at this point, and they extended it an extra hour. Just unbelievable. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the final destination. That is Wizarding Paris. For in dreams, we enter a world that is entirely our own. And above it, there is a time turner from Harry Potter. Heading in here, I thought you guys would appreciate this. I ran into many viewers today, but one of them is French. They are from France, and they said that this area is like being back home, which I think goes to show just how good the theming is in this land. Look at that architecture, you guys. Where's Remy's Ratatouille Adventure? Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Look at all these themed windows. I heard there's a lot of interactive stuff in this land with stuff moving around, especially if you have the wand. It's another one of these lands like Nintendo that has tons and tons of interactivity if you really know what you're doing, which unfortunately, this being my first day ever at this theme park, I can't say I do. In one part of the land here, there is a Parisian bar that actually looks really, really good. Check that out, you guys. This is the strawberry mint iced tea, which it said is refreshing. And at this hour, I could use something refreshing. There are a variety of non-alcoholic beverages available, all the regular Harry Potter type stuff. You've got the pumpkin juice, you've got the butter beer, the frozen butter beer, all that good stuff. And they also have some adult beverage options as well. Cheers, you guys. Here's to a great first day for Epic Universe. The world famous butterbeer cart. We got another one, just what the world needs. This is a restaurant over here, and you can see it has a very well themed outdoor patio area with some really nice flowers, the whole vibe. Super, super cool. The statue is missing its head. Well, it's not actually missing, it's just holding it. So if you look down this elaborately detailed Parisian street, you'll notice all the buildings, they're really, really well done. The scale of them is insane for a theme park, just absolutely wild. So much detail went into this, so much creative. At the end of the street is a building that has a very different looking facade. And as you might expect, that is the entrance to what is said to be one of, if not the best attractions here at Epic Universe, and that is the Ministry of Magic attraction. That's the entrance for it right here. It's the end of the night, the park's closing very soon. I better get in line. Whoa! Dude, no way, we are in the Ministry of Magic. Look at this. Look at this. Wow. If 11-year-old Brayden could see this, that is so cool. Look at all the tile work. I'm not sure that's actual tile, but I guess I can just see if it is or not. Yeah, it's some sort of ceramic. It's some sort of ceramic, so we can call that tile. That is just amazing. Uh-oh, guys, it looks like Dolores is clearing out her stuff. I guess that isn't uh-oh. She isn't very popular, is she? Hooray, then.
Welcome to the Ministry of Magic. My name is Hiccup. Do be careful as you make your way through my former mistress Dolores of Umbridge's office. The mess here is dreadful, and Hickory is arranging it as quickly as possible. My former mistress Dolores Umbridge decided to go against her fellow wand wielders and break into the ministry, and is now standing trial for her horrible crimes.
This room is just insane, you guys. Look, even the plates on the wall have stuff going on with them. Waiting in line here, you guys can admire, or at least I will, the molding, the tile molding on the exit doors. And look at the curved vents in the ceiling. That's crazy. All right, guys, looks like it's almost time for business. We are in a room with elevator doors. All right, you guys, no photography or video recording. I'll see you on the other side. So you guys, I just did the Ministry of Magic. That was really, really, really cool. It utilized these giant screens that made it feel like you were going way up and way down and all over the place. And this ride has the largest scenes that I think I've ever seen on a dark ride.
just enormous scenes, like 5-6 story tall, real scenes, like real physical themed sets. Universal actually released a picture of one of them that I'm referring to, where there's all these files, and then at the top there's a Death Eater animatronic that looks so lifelike. If I don't seem enthusiastic enough having just gotten off this ride, it's because I got 2 hours of sleep last night. I started this video at 5 a.m. and it is 10 p.m. now, so I am just about ready to wrap up this video. What more is there to say? This is just next level stuff. It's time to head through the flue. Back to reality, back to, well, actually, we're still in Paris, you guys. What an incredible, incredible day, you guys. I feel like I can't say all the right things because there's too many things to say. I have to process all of this. A new theme park. A new theme park, you guys. It is officially 10 p.m. here at Epic Universe, which means with that, the first official day of operation for this new theme park has concluded. They have team members stationed outside of each of the portals, not allowing guests to enter the portal. So if you're already in one of the themed worlds, you're probably good. I'm guessing they're starting to not allow people on the attractions, but point is you can kind of mill about in there. Celestial Park, I imagine, is still gonna have guests in an hour from now, but I will not be one of them because I am starving. I definitely did not eat enough today, but I wanted to do other things that I thought that you guys would appreciate more, like highlighting all the lighting, riding more rides than I typically would on a day in a theme park. Honestly, you guys, I just like the atmosphere of theme parks. Usually when I go to these parks, my favorite thing to do is to cover the construction for you guys, talk about the newest stuff happening, and just walk around and take video and even take film photos of these incredible vistas that Imagineers made for us in the case of Disney, and that Universal Creative made for us in the case of this park. They did such an amazing job. I want to give a special thank you to all the viewers who said hi to me today, all the other creators I saw here in the park who are all doing back-breaking work. I'll tell you guys, a video like this is not easy to make, as you can probably imagine. And most importantly, I'd like to offer my congratulations to everybody who is involved in creating this theme park. I wasn't even sure if a theme park on this scale was possible anymore. It's been so long since we've gotten one like this in Orlando. Is it even possible? It certainly is. And can you make one better than the ones that have come before? Turns out you certainly can. So congratulations to Universal Creative, congratulations to all of the contractors and everyone that helped make this what it is. And also shout out to the team members that helped make this opening day a very, very successful one with almost no hiccups, just Hiccup's winged gliders. Man, that is an awesome ride. What an amazing day here at Universal Epic Universe. I'm sure I'll have many more thoughts going through the footage when I'm editing this video. I'm like, oh, I should have talked about that. Let me know what you guys thought about all of it. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more videos like these in the future, they don't come too often, the opening of a new theme park in Orlando. But if it does happen, it'll be on here. Be sure to subscribe with those notifications on to stay up to date on all the latest happening in Orlando, mostly Disney. This is a Disney channel. It'll continue to be a Disney news channel. But if Universal keeps impressing like this, and Disney keeps doing stuff like ripping out awesome stuff that doesn't need to be changed, and otherwise selling their creative talent off to the highest bidder in the United Arab Emirates or random neighborhood developers, if that's where their creative is sent instead of towards things like this, then I think that we are going to continue to look more towards Universal for stuff that is like the North Star, like what can be done if an executive actually cared and put money into something, making something great. Thank you so much for watching live from Celestial Park. This is Brayden. Have an epic day.